Hello everyone, welcome to tonight's stream. I am Octavius, for those of you who don't know me or can't read the bottom of the screen. Tonight we're going to be playing a little bit of Noire, or Noire, or Noire, or Noire, depending on how you want to pronounce it. This is the game that came out back in 2011, originally released on the PlayStation 3, I think, possibly on the Xbox 360 as well, I can't quite remember. I played it on the PS3 when it came out. We're playing the PC version tonight, which is the PC version. It's a detective game set in 1947 Los Angeles, as you might tell by the name. And it's pretty good actually. We're starting right from the start here, and hopefully over the course of the next few weeks or something we're going to be able to finish this one off. It's been what would now be 11 years since I played it, because I would played it when it first came out. Let's get on with it. Let's head into 1940s LA. So, game developed by Team Bondi, who have long since dissolved now. They were owned by Rockstar for a short while. A lot of rumours about really harsh working practices there during the development of the game. We do get some cool jazz, or possibly hot jazz. I'm never quite sure what the difference between the two is. Let's say we're going to start right from the start. Let's get on with it.
A city on the verge of greatness. A new type of city, based not on the man, but on the automobile, the car. A symbol of freedom and vitality.
LA is a bit of a dive these days. Certainly some of the bits which I went to. It's our main character, a guy called Cole Phelps.
A city where a man's home is his castle. A quarter acre of the dream made possible by victory. A city of opportunists. A city of dreams, where Hollywood will shape the thoughts and desires of the entire planet. A city of pioneers.
The old Hollywood land sign at the back there, up until about the 50s, 60s, I think it did used to say that.
A city of dreamers.
This game is dripping with atmosphere, really does capture the era brilliantly, or at least what I believe to be the era. Obviously I wasn't alive at the time, not quite that old.
A 20th century city that will become a model for the world. A city that has no boundaries, that will stretch as far as the eye can see.
Like a lot of film noir type stuff set in LA and so on.
In the Marine Corps, you deal with the chain of command.
The city's as big a character as the characters.
You know what you're fighting for, that you're on the same team. But dealing with corruption is like chasing shadows. You never know whether the guy you're talking to is on the pad, or whether it's your partner, or maybe even the watch commander. So who do you trust, Cole? I made up my mind a long time ago.
KGBL calling caller 14 Adam. 14 Adam, come in.
Go ahead, KGPL.
14 Adam, see the detective, an ambulance shooting at 6th and Industrial Street. Unit 16 William requests uniform assistance for an evidence search. 14 Adam, code 2.
Roger, 14 Adam en route.
So we're off to investigate a crime scene. This is Los Angeles.
They don't request uniforms for an evidence search unless they're
sunshine himself.
Off on our first investigation.
Homicide. You might back up?
Yes, sir. Phelps and Dunn, Wilshire Division.
We had a shooting took place down this alleyway. We have the Vic, Scooter Payton, a Negro male bagged up and on his way to Central Morgue. Witness says a tall white guy, our shooter, put 2 in the Vic's head and then threw his piece. I need you guys to try and recover the gat.
You want us to look anywhere in particular?
Give it your best shot, guys. The dead guy's a lowlife. I'm not expecting any miracles here.
And if we recover the weapon?
Bag it and return it to technical services.
You hurry it up, Floyd. We
I'm
got
outta
places
here.
to be.
Happy hunting.
Yeah. Lots of people are jackasses in this game. You get yourself.
This is a fist pump. Just going through the motions.
Probably right. Let's just get it over and done.
All right, have it your way. We'll search right up to the back wall. If you still don't come up with anything, come find me and we'll talk it out. 2 heads are always better than 1.
Okay, I'll just have a quick look at the graphics, see if there's anything I can do about just changing the refresh rate. I doubt there is, to be honest, because yeah. Oh. Well. This is the worst resolution shifter ever. I wonder if I can get it to go into, heaven forbid it should give me a menu. Let's see if I can get it to go into 1920 by 1080. See if it'll like that. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to investigate the scene for clues. The game makes a kind of like chimey noise when I get near to something, which it considers may or may not be a clue.
It's not my job.
It also vibrates the controller, but only I can feel that. So we got a bottle, which is, trust me, of no use to all. Let's pick it up anyway.
What have you got, Phelps? Anything?
And we've got this. So this guy, he was in the start of the game, if you remember. We get to see a little bit of a cutscene here.
Dr. Fontaine, could I have a word?
Of course, young man.
I really enjoyed your lecture, Doctor. Psychiatry seems to have a tremendous amount to offer.
Why, thank you. I'm always happy to receive acknowledgement for my work. The mind is the last great mystery in medicine. Are you thinking of specializing, Mr.
Sheldon, or Courtney Sheldon. I'm only in second year, Doctor. They fast-tracked me a year because of my experience during the war. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. Battle fatigue and collapse under duress. Can it be helped?
I would say yes, given the right set of circumstances. Trauma forces the mind to close down, retreat in on itself. We try to find ways to unlock the mind again through a combination of therapy and drug treatment. Hypnosis and therapy are powerful tools in the right hands, Jim.
I've been to visit some of the guys at the VA hospital. A good friend of mine is so far away. It's like he's wandering.
We went through a lot together.
Yes, Doctor.
Give me his details and I'll make a prognosis.
Obviously, the game is taking place kind of in the shadow of the Second World War, which would have ended a couple of years before this.
Is to come and work at one of them in your spare time. What little spare time a medical student has. Is that a deal?
Is it ever? I can't thank you enough.
I'm not promising a cure, Courtney. I want you to remember that. Every physician has patients that he cannot hope to cure.
I mean, it just sounds a bit dodged, doesn't it? See if I can just get the subtitles to come on. Okay, so yeah, just find bottles. A lot of the things you find around are utterly useless.
I doubt it.
We're looking for... So the guy has been shot. We've got to try and find where the murder weapon is. I can't quite remember. Probably over here somewhere. So, have a little bit of a run. This Insta-Heat van here. Which will become of note in a bit. Ooh, there's something here.
Don't think this is any use to us.
But I don't think that's of any use to us.
Don't think this is anything.
Well, it is something. It's a cigarette, but yeah, you're probably right. This isn't anything. Right, what's this big blood spatter thing over here? This looks important, doesn't it?
Shooter put him up against the wall and blew his brains out.
Oh, that was
Hell
nice
of
of
a way
him.
to go.
Doesn't really matter how you go once you're gone.
Don't get all deep on me, Phelps.
It's quite profound. So we've got ourselves a big blood stain up there. So
I
the
tell
guy
you, I'm
shot.
jinxed. I always get landed with this crap.
Oh, what's that up there?
Ralph,
It looks like a gun.
How the hell did you see that?
Well, the controller
reflection in the
vibrated
window.
and...
Looks like it might be our weapon. I'm gonna see if I can find a way up there.
All right, don't hurt yourself.
So we need to get up onto the roof. A lot of empty beer
The
bottles
gun's
around
up on the
here.
roof, right? So we need to find a way up.
This investigation is a kind of tutorial bit really for the main bit of the game.
What kind of chumps do these homicide guys think we are?
This looks like the gun, in that it's gun shaped.
Smith & Wesson, serial S71893. 2 rounds fired. Instead of dropping it down a drain, our shooter hoists it up here. Interesting guy.
Okay. So we think
We should follow up on this now, before the perp tries to leave town.
we've got the murder weapon now. The game kind of gives you a bit of a hint that you've got all the clues within the area if the music that you can hear in the background kind of stops playing. We have in here our little book, which doesn't tell us anything. We've got Detective Floyd Rose, who's the detective, the murder suspect. Don't know much about him, other than he's tall, Caucasian and a male. And Scooter Payton, who's the male murder victim, shot twice at point blank range. So each of the investigation cases in this has a sort of episodic date. This one's called Upon Reflection. This is the complete version of the game, which has a couple more stories in it, which I believe were released as DLC in the original.
So we could get a commendation.
could show some initiative, Ralph, and see if we can come up with an owner.
That's a long shot, Cole.
It's a pretty fancy gun. You know a local gun store?
Sure. There's a place a couple of blocks from here.
Oh, don't climb up the fence.
Doesn't give me anything to go on.
There's still another clue around here, and I seem to recall the last time I played this, because I did briefly start on playing it again last year before giving it up. It took me ages to find what the last one was. It wasn't anything of particularly great interest in the first place. But
Are you sure about this? It's not really our gig.
No harm in doing some digging. The suits didn't seem to give much of a damn.
Such a little Boy Scout, Cole. You can't wait to get out of that uniform, can you?
You'd rather round up drunks and help old ladies across the road?
I'd rather get through the day without the captain's foot up my ass.
It'll be fine, Ralph. You worry too much.
what a good little jump there you did there, Cole. So there's definitely another clue around here. You'd think he'd say something about the van, to be honest, but I don't think he does. I don't know whether there's anything up here. I don't think there is. This guy just follow me around anywhere. So I can keep on. The facial animation they used in this for the time was really quite impressive, and in fact, in some ways, it still is. But it does have a few quirks about it, as we'll see kind of as we get a little bit later into the game. It makes the characters look a little uncanny valley, I think is the expression. Yeah, I can't. There is definitely another clue somewhere around here. Ooh, a little mouse rat thing, yeah. I can't recall what it is. This... Yeah, I know that. So you can hear the chime. Yeah, we just keep looking at the blood stain, don't we? So I don't think. Well, we're going to leave it anyway because there's nothing of any great interest else that we can find out, I don't think. So we need to go to the gun store. So we can set it as our destination. Now we can drive off to try and find it. This is where the game does begin to show its age. I don't know whether the remastered version looks any better than this, but this does have a really ropey looking look to it nowadays. Also, there's no GPS thing, so I kind of have to guess at where I'm going. But it's a great rendition of 1940s Los Angeles. Some comments will be made about my bad driving if I don't get better at them. here we go. I have to try not to kill anyone, because that's not a very policeman-y thing to do. So, here we go. Central guns. They sell ammo. Interesting that they still open at 10:30 at night.
Officers Phelps and Dunn. Can you tell us anything about this gun?
Smith & Wesson, Model 27, registered Magnum. Chambered for .357, nickel-plated with pearl grips. Same gun used by General Patton.
You're not suggesting he's the owner?
No, I'm not.
You seem to know a lot about the weapon.
I ought to. I sold it. You know, this piece will stop a rhino. These babies...
A lot of rhinos in 40s LA. There's a big plague of them.
Mind if I take a look?
My guest. This is about something bad, right?
So...
Model 27 with pearl grips, Cole. You see it on there?
We need to try and find the right item. So model 27, so we've got 27 here, which is nickel with walnut grip. But we want a pearl grip. So there's a... I think this is our guy, Errol Schroeder.
We're in luck. Errol Schroeder, 203 South Glass Street. Ordered the gun in February '46. Thanks, you've been a big help.
Anytime. Always happy to help out the LAPD.
I don't think we can get anything else from here. We got some ducks.
I don't think so.
Or pigeons. I suppose they're pigeons actually, aren't they?
Optimistic, Cole.
Do we call it in?
Let's see if he's at home. Owning the gun doesn't prove he pulled the trigger.
Okay. In for a penny, in for a pound. Lead the way, Gunga Din.
So we're off now to Schroeder's apartment. Oh. To let the guy come in. So we got our map. So this is Los Angeles. There's Hollywood up there. And this is Central Division, which is something that I guess one of the police things. We've got alleyway crime scene down there. And we've got our guy's apartment here. So we can sort of plan a little bit of a route. We basically need to go down 4th Street and then up. So we'll do a little bit of a U-turn, which is easier on these giant American streets than it is on a tiny British one. And we'll oh, excuse me. You can see some of the terrible popping there.
Just because we're in uniform doesn't mean we can't use our initiative.
I guess so. Seems a little too good to be true. One-of-a-kind murder weapon, using a real name. If Schroeder's our shooter, he's no criminal mastermind.
Most of them aren't. That's why they get caught. 2 out of every 3 crimes are done on impulse.
Another fact from the Phelps Encyclopedia of Thin Air. You really are full of it.
I wish I knew what model of Ford this was, but my knowledge of classic American cars is severely lacking. Okay, so I think we're over here. Yep. So this is Schroeder's apartment. It's 10:47 p.m. Which it isn't really. It's about 10:15. But don't beep at me. So we want apartment number
Schroeder.
2.
Apartment 2.
Up the stairs we go. So there we are, number 2.
What do you guys want? I'm Officer Cole Phelps. This is Officer Dunn, Wilshire Division. You're the owner of a Smith & Wesson Model 27, nickel-plated with pearl grips?
I might be. What of it?
Then you'll be surprised to know that Scooter Payton was murdered tonight with your gun.
You're out of your mind. Scooter? He works for me. I have that gun here in my drawer. What the fuck is going on here?
You're under arrest, Schroeder. Cuff him, Ralph.
No way. You're not taking me down for this. You ready, tough guy? Huh?
That was a very bad move.
So we're going to have a bit of a... Oh! Just giving the old Glasgow kiss there. He had enough. He's had enough.
You all right? I'm fine. I hardly felt it. He's lucky he caught me off guard.
So let's search the guy's apartment.
Take a look around.
Oh. We've got a green book. So some people's names here. Floyd Rose.
Series of numbers. Floyd Rose's name is in this book.
Phelps, we can come out of this all bright and shiny with a commendation. Or stick our schlongs in a hornet's nest. Call it in, partner. And leave the book where you found it.
So Floyd Rose was the detective.
Officer Phelps, badge 1247.
Bit of a cutscene. Let's see a little bit of the history of Cole here.
You dumb fucking sons of bitches, get in this line now before I lose my temper.
Excuse me, Sergeant, but...
Excuse me? Fuck you. You say another word and I'll break your fucking head and have you in the brig.
Some of us
Ooh,
are here.
he's nice,
I know
isn't
why
he?
you're here, asswipe.
Going very Full Metal Jacket on him.
Private. Some people don't seem to want to get on this bus.
Didn't ask for your help.
He didn't ask for your help. Can you believe this guy? Who are you two? Abbott and Costello?
We're here for OCS, Sergeant.
So it's the three fucking stooges and you're here for OCS. God help this fucking country and the USMC. The Japanese will do the world a favor and kill you quickly. All three of you are on report. What are your fucking names?
Phelps.
Kelso.
Merrill.
Any other gentlemen for OCS? OCS is at Elliott. You take the Camp Elliott bus over there. This bus is for MCRD. This bus is for men who want to fight.
I don't know what those things stand for. Must be some American army type thing. Okay, so this is chapter 2.
You picked the right place, Cole. A city that needed an honest cop like a thirsty man needed water. You'd heard the stories, but you weren't interested. You were here to fight the good fight, solve cases, right wrongs. The force is like politics. There's no sitting on the fence. You have to choose sides. A brown paper envelope or a Greyhound ticket to Palookaville. It could only ever end one way.
All units to 211 in progress and shots fired at Westlake Savings and Loan. 1415 West 3rd Street. Unit to handle identify code 3.
We'll take that. It's only a couple blocks from here.
14 Adam calling KGPL. We'll handle the 211.
Roger that, 14 Adam. Be advised, suspects are armed and dangerous.
Roger, KGPL. 14 Adam on route.
So we now got to subdue some robbery suspects. So we'll speed along at what's probably 30 frames a second.
Take it quick, you guys. The cops are here. We gotta move it.
So we're going to do a bit of shooting.
Find some cover!
Come on. Just stick your head out and let me shoot you.
Weapons on the ground, now!
Why is nobody covering me? Try for the front door. Keep your goddamn head down. Use the cover, Phelps. We don't know how many are in there. Take it slow. Backup will be here soon.
LAPD, put down your weapons! The bank is surrounded! I'm offering you a chance to...
chance, copper.
Stay down!
Oh, come on. I must have hit his hat about 14 times. Huh?
Stay in cover!
Alright. Okay, got him. Oh, there's another one up there.
That's it? We got them all? I think we got them, Cole. Should be all clear. Lieutenant Hopkins says anytime you reach for the shotgun, you're either going to end up dead or wearing a citation. So I guess...
It's okay, Ralph. You did well in there. Glad you had my back. Man couldn't ask for a better partner.
So that was the tutorial on the shooting mechanics. We know Cole's been in the army. I'm going to see another bit of a flashback here.
This kind of opportunity comes along once in a lifetime, Hank. I have to grasp it.
You have to survive it first, Cole. You're the veterans. The Japs love to shoot officers.
If I can make a name for myself in this war, my future...
Thinking of taking on a company of the Emperor's finest single-handed? You don't seem the Sergeant York type to me.
When I need your opinion, Kelso, I'll ask for it.
They talk about officers like you in boot camp, Cole. They call it the Custer Syndrome. Guys who go around dreaming of fame and glory and getting all of their men killed in the process.
Our duty is to lead, Kelso.
And their duty is to die for your wonderful future?
We're supposed to go.
Cole Phelps and Jack Kelso. With some people, it's as simple as chemistry. Two guys who should have been friends, but their personalities got in the way.
Well,
Phelps,
yeah.
a good guy, wound way too tight. And Kelso, a quiet man who could never walk away from a fight.
So, not that quiet then.
Well, it's a shame you don't like to talk about it, Cole.
Ralph, friends who want to stay friends don't discuss religion or politics. In my case, you can add the war to that.
I know that bum. Wendell Bauer. I put him away before. He jumped parole. Get after him, Phelps. I'll head him off in the car.
Wendell Bauer! Stop! LNTD! You can go screw yourself.
Oh, that's not very nice, is it? Oh. I mean, we could probably do with just shooting him, really, but I suppose that'd be a bit uncouth.
I won't tell you again, Wendell. You don't want to do this, Wendell.
Oh. No, no, don't go down the ladder, Cole.
Get down from there right now.
Okay. So basically you have to keep holding the joystick up to move up there, which isn't particularly clear. Luckily this guy is a very slow runner. Oh well, we'll see about that.
It's over, Bowers!
Exciting rooftop chase. Doo-doo-doo. It's like doing Tom Cruise.
Give it up, Bowers! There's nowhere left to go!
Oh well, that's not very fair, is it?
Got the place to ourselves. Come on then, pretty boy.
It's oddly satisfying.
Parole officer's feeling lonely. He's got a hole in his life for an asshole like you. You can make it up to him in 10 years' time. Watch your head. This hump will be back in the Iron Hotel by tomorrow night. Nice work, Cole.
I think that means he'll be in prison. No, but I've got a great right trigger button.
Part of the tradition of the Marine Corps and being an officer in the Marine Corps is the ability to make tough decisions. The right decision is not always the popular one. The right decision will get the men you care about killed. These ratings and your ability to give them frankly and truthfully directly affect your chances of successfully becoming a Marine officer. Candidate Phelps, you have the floor. Esprit de Corps, Merrill, 10. Franklin, 8. Weiss, 8. Donahoe, 6. Kowalski, 6. Hudson, 5. Kelso, 2. Leadership, Donahoe, 8. Franklin, 7. Merrill, 6. Kowalski, 6. Weiss, 5. Hudson, 5. Kelso, 1. Candidate Kelso.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I joined the Marine Corps to fight the enemy, not get involved in this schoolboy chicken shit.
Kelso, in my office, now!
So I seem to recall the relationship between Phelps and Kelso is an interesting one that really comes to the fore, particularly as we get a bit later in the game.
Gives you that leg up, gets you recognized as the shining new star in the squad. The case that you solved that shows that you have the gumption, the gung-ho, the get up and go to make you stand out from your average rank and file patrolman. This could be the one, Cole.
Thank you, disembodied narrator. Okay, so he looks a bit dead.
Could you stand clear of the body, please?
Nothing to see here. Nothing to
We
see.
called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
He's definitely dead.
Okay, stand further back and move along. It's your choice, but make it quick, people.
Hey, Cole. You got here quick.
My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
Homicide dicks. Okay, right. Let's investigate the body. So,
Daylight. Crowded street. I've seen everything.
let's check his head. we got here? A letter from the Bank of Arcadia. Seagull letter, address apartment 5, 1101 South Broadway, article pearl earrings. So it looks like a payment. We're basically taking a loan out for these pearl earrings.
Seagaletta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia.
Almost paid off.
All right. Yes, it's a dead person.
I don't. Too like people just randomly move the arm. See what else we got.
We should make sure we've checked the whole crime scene before questioning the witness.
Can I help you, sir?
I'm Officer Phelps, miss. I'm here about the shooting. Did you know the victim?
Probably shouldn't have talked to her just yet.
Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage's first name.
Mister. Oh, right.
And you are?
Galleta. Clovis Galleta.
Wait! That isn't everything! You haven't got it all!
No, I know. I'll be back in a minute, dear, don't worry.
It's gotta be something big, right?
She's telling me off for walking away from her now. Let's investigate, see if there's anything interesting in the shop. A pair of shoes.
No good to me.
But they're no good to him. In the shop, let's just have another check in his body. Let's check his head. Doesn't seem to be anything there, does there? We've already had a look at this. Okay. Let's go talk to them. I can't see anything else, but some of the clues are quite well hidden. Let's get her account.
I think you can tell me exactly what happened.
See if we can get her to tell us exactly what happened.
I was in a store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked in front. I heard shots. I turned and saw Mr. Gage fall.
So she looks a bit suspect, doesn't she? Something's a bit dodgy here. So
You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different? How dare you accuse me of lying?
Oh.
God, I think you're horrible.
A man is dead, Miss Galetta, and it's a criminal offense to lie to a police officer. I would take you downtown.
Get out.
Right. I think we'll start that one again because we obviously made a real cock up there, didn't we?
For every cop, there's the case. Gives you that leg up. Gets you
We'll just go through this bit again.
The case that you solved that shows that you have the gumption, the gung-ho, the get up and go to make you stand out from your average rank and file patrolman. This could be the one, Coach.
LAPD, could you stand clear of the
There's still nothing to see here.
Anyone called an ambulance?
We've called an ambulance and the police, but I'm afraid he's dead.
Okay, stand further back and move along. It's your choice, but make it quick, people.
Hey, Cole. You got here quick.
My beat crosses 7th Street.
Okay. You're first reporting then. We'll get a perimeter going and move the crowd on. You better see what you can find out before the homicide dicks show up. I'll be with you in a moment.
I'm assuming Dix is just short for detectives there.
I've seen everything.
Everybody stay back. Let us do our job.
So I think we know the only thing we can get here is this layaway voucher. Then we'll ask the woman about that in a second.
C. Galetta. Layaway receipt. Pearl earrings. Made out to Bank of Arcadia.
We should make sure we check the whole crime scene before questioning the witness.
Can I?
I'm Officer Phelps. Yes, I'm here about the shooting. Did you know the victim?
He was my boss, Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage.
That's Mr. Gage to you.
Everett.
You
No, wait.
Clovis.
That's Mr. Clo. I'm getting a bit confused here. Let's get an eyewitness account. He's always got a very sharp pencil in this Cole
I look
Phelps.
around the shops at lunch. I was in a store when Mr. Gage, my boss, bursts in yelling that I'm late on my lunch.
And?
We came back. I was angry. I walked in front. I heard shots. I turned and saw Mr. Gage fall.
I mean, she definitely looks shifty, doesn't she?
You're lying, Miss Galetta. You know what happened and why. You're going to tell me.
There's nothing to tell. I've done nothing wrong. How can you prove different?
Your pearl earrings, Miss Galetta. You've been paying for them for a whole year. Stop lying. And tell me what happened.
Of course, because the voucher was in her name.
I won't lose the earrings, will I?
You could lose your freedom, you little fool, if you don't stop obstructing a murder investigation.
Mr. Kalu. Edgar Kalu. He runs the jewelry store. He's showing me a lovely watch. Mr. Gage bursts in. Mr. Kalu gets very angry with Mr. Gage, and they start yelling at each other. Mr. Gage tells me that all of the things in the store are junk, nickel-plated, made in Japan, and yells at me to get back to work.
Then what happened?
We get back here, and I hear a loud bang. Mr. Gage clutches at his back. I hear another bang, and another, and another. Mr. Gage falls to his knees. It's very painful.
Well, that's because he'd just been shot.
How many shots did you hear, Miss Galetta?
It's difficult to remember. sounded like there were so many, and they were so loud.
I need you to concentrate, Miss Galetta. Even minor details can become important later on.
Well, there was one bang, and then another, and then 3 very quickly, close together.
5.
5.
Which jewelry store?
Hartfield's. Broadway, between 5th and 6th.
Did you see the person who shot Mr. Gage?
Of course I did. Mr. Kalu looked very angry. He kept firing the gun. He kept pulling the trigger. He threw the gun in a bin and turned and walked away.
Okay.
You're making me angry, Miss Galetta. Is that what you want? Tell me why Mr. Kalu shot Mr. Gage.
Mr. Gage hates Jews. A lot of people do. It's not my fault if he has nice things.
Ah, got a bit of anti-Semitism here.
You're very brave. We'll need you to make a formal statement about what happened to Mr. Gage.
Does that mean I can still collect my... Never mind. Yes, officer, I'll make a statement.
He said he threw the gun in a bin. Let's see.
FN Browning, serial number 01138. Ready to run it by a gun store.
Eagleson's gun store's a couple blocks from here. We have the murder weapon.
And the murder. The girl saw it all. Our killer works at a jewelry store called Hartfield's.
That's a couple of blocks from here.
Thinking what I'm thinking?
No.
Tate, maintain the perimeter.
So there must be another clue somewhere. Because we still... the music is still playing.
Olive oil comes from olives. All right. Yes, it's a dead person.
I'm not as dumb as you look.
Is there anything else around his body that's dodgy? There must be something else. I can't remember though if the...
Probably not.
if the music still plays even if the clues are just red herrings. Oh, here we go. Here's the book.
It doesn't appear to be connected. Clear this area immediately.
Well. Alright. So, I can spend one of these intuition points. Show all clues. Ah, bullet casings.
Shell casings. These look like 32s.
Well, the music is still playing, which is a bit annoying. Let's go to the gun store. Some of the drivers in 1947 are not very good.
Careful.
Including me. I'll just park the car there.
Officer, what can I do you for?
Officers Phelps and Dunn, sir, Wilshire Division. We need you to trace a serial number.
Sure. What's the make and model?
FN Browning, model 1922. The serial number is 01138.
You don't say. Well, I didn't sell it. Europeans love them, but it's pretty rare you find one over here. Although I did have one in here a couple of weeks back.
Remember the owner?
Yeah. Calu. Edgar Calu was his name. Thing looked like he'd never been fired, but he brought it in here for cleaning anyway. Then he bought a box of cartridges and he left.
You know where we can find Mr. Calu?
Told me he was on his lunch break. Said he worked at Hartfield jewelry store just up on Broadway.
Thanks for your help.
Okay. So we know he had his murder weapon. The gun was seized. Do some investigation on that. Okay. Let's go and talk to this guy. Don't quite know what was going on there. Okay, so we want to go to Hartfield's jewellery store. I like to drive around in this like Frank Drebin from Police Squad. Put the siren on, makes cars move out the way. Well, hopefully. So it's down here somewhere. Here we go, Hartfield's jewellery store. And it's 2:36 PM.
Officer, can I interest you in a new watch?
No.
Officer Cole Phelps, Are you Edgar Kalu?
No. Mr. Kalu is out back. He said he'd lie down. I'll buzz him for you.
Son of a bitch! Go, Cole, go!
I reckon that was Edgar Kelly. Another thrilling chase sequence. Excuse me, don't mind me. Oh. Hang on, so I wasn't supposed to shoot him. What was he telling me to shoot him then?
Are you Edgar Kalu?
No. Mr. Kalu is out back. He said he'd lie down.
You can tell this is an old game because there's no skip cutscene.
Son of a bitch! Go, Cole, go!
Hello! Get back here! Too late, Kalu! Don't make it worse, Kalu!
I don't know what me shooting you as does. He gave up quite easily at the end there.
You're under arrest for the murder of Everett Gage.
The case that makes you, and the case that breaks you. The one you never solve. The one that keeps you awake at night. The case that gnaws at your guts and ruins your marriage. The case that keeps you propping up a bar as you relive the what-ifs, the might-have-beens, the half-leads, and the half-truths. The case that other cops murmur about whenever you walk past. The case you never, ever discuss.
Don't know what that was.
May grind slowly, but it grinds finely, son. I hear it's you who knocked down Malefactor from the shooting yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Then tell me, Boyle. I hear you're quite the climber, a man of initiative. How would you like a chance at smiting this man with the sword of justice?
Oh, the sword of
You're
justice.
asking me to conduct the interview, sir?
I am, young Phelps. You've only been with us a short time and you've assembled yourself a stellar arrest record. Not to mention the fine work you did in the war, sending heathens back to the hell they came from. But I'm curious as to whether you can turn your hand to interrogation. Takes a certain animal cunning, lad. Do you think you might be ready for that?
Yes, sir.
No. Oh, right, yeah, sorry.
Good man. You need many things for a conviction, young Phelps. A motive, opportunity, hard evidence, and best of all, a confession. If you fail in the former, you can always use a modicum of violence to obtain the latter.
This is...
How are you feeling, lad?
This is America the vote.
Very good. The evidence is overwhelming. May the cat eat him and the cat be eaten by the devil.
I don't know what that means, but yeah, sure, whatever.
This is your chance. Don't fail me.
Has my lawyer arrived yet? I want to see my lawyer.
A lawyer can't help you, Mr. Kalu. You shot a man dead in cold blood. You're going to have to pay for that.
So we got our evidence here. So we know he had his weapons serviced. we know there's possible religious
You followed
stuff
Everett
between
Gage
them.
and the girl back to the shoe store. You put 5 rounds in Gage's back.
Gage was a bastard. Whatever he got what was coming. But it had nothing to do with me.
Just can't use our intuition, but
You shot Gage, and we know why. We can put you at the scene.
You can't prove anything.
We know all about the argument. Escaleta made a statement.
You're counting on the girl? You think her testimony's gonna stand up in court?
You're going to the gas chamber, Edgar.
That Jew-hating fuck couldn't leave me alone. I had a sale. That girl was ready to buy.
okay.
Let's change the subject. You fasting for Yom Kippur, Mr. Kalu?
Yeah, let's change the subject, you going motherfucker. How about baseball?
You're not denying you're a Jew, Mr. Kalu.
This is America. It's not Germany. It's not a crime.
Some people don't like Jews, Mr. Kalu.
Yeah, and I guess you're one of them.
Gage hated Jews, didn't he, Mr. Kalu?
I don't know what you're talking about.
So I think we're gonna doubt him here.
You left-wing leaning parasite. You expect me to sit here and listen to your drivel?
You call me that? You sit there and you call me those names, you goddamn goy butt snatcher? You and that snook Gage!
Why did you do it, Mr. Kalu?
Gage. He's in the Chamber of Commerce. He's in with all those momsers. He blocked every proposal I ever put forward. Kike this and kike that. He's been trying to ruin my business for years.
Edgar Kalu, I'm charging you with the first-degree murder of Everett Gage. I respect your beliefs and your right to hold them. I hope for your sake, the jury can commute to murder in the second degree. May God have mercy on you, sir.
Oh, is that it? Probably shouldn't have shot him in broad daylight. That was probably a mistake, really.
It is just, Officer Phelps. Isn't it, lad?
Yes, sir.
Then let me have a word with the Chief of Police, young Phelps. The department needs heroes. A shining, honest face the public can admire. I applaud a man with your talent for unwavering justice. Back to your duties for now, Boyle. But here's a piece of advice. Get yourself 2 suits, get them pressed. You'll be needed.
I'm going to a ball. Okay, so I've got peak physical conditioning, which is as true in real life as it is in this. Serious weapon proficiency. I did do some clay pigeon shooting about 30 years ago. Sound investigative technique. 8. I have watched almost every episode of Inspector Morse. And keen interrogation instincts. Well, I got 3 car mats with me car. Haggled them. The driver's seat.
Here's your new desk, kid. You're on traffic. The hot sheet is posted here, next to the map.
What's his problem?
That's Biggs. He's an institution.
So this is what all the fuss is about. Why couldn't they build a freeway that goes past my place?
They haven't even approved the money yet, kid. The bond issue won't be till December. It'll be years before any of this will happen. Here's your new partner, Stefan Burkowski.
Heard all about you, Phelps. You go easy on me and let me earn the odd citation, and maybe we'll get along fine.
I'm here to learn, Detective.
He's an intense one, isn't he, Mel? Intense. The newly minted detective here, Cole Phelps. Hi, Phelps. I'll be keeping an eye on you. I could spend a little time basking in reflected glory. Make a change from busting hookers and dope fiends.
Who was that, Commander?
Roy Earl, chief detective and advice.
They all dressed like movie stars?
Well, Roy is a movie star. And the whole of the seedy side of LA is his audience.
What's that supposed to mean?
Stick with me, kid. You'll find out. And now some housekeeping. Warm Central Division welcome for Detective Cole Phelps. Some of you guys may know Phelps.
That's pretty
He's
warm.
the cop who broke the jewelry store murder. Stand up and take a bow, Phelps.
If it's all right with you,
That's
sir.
an order, Phelps.
Shh, quiet.
Phelps is one of only 2 serving LAPD officers who received the Silver Star during the war. Really gave it those lousy Japanese, eh, Phelps?
I did my best, Captain.
Why you war heroes always so modest? I partnered Phelps with everybody's favorite Pole, Stefan Bukowski.
Hope you like work, kid. Bukowski sure as hell doesn't.
Well, that's why we are partners, right? Okay, can it, guys. Stick with Bukowski. He's a good cop. He knows traffic inside now. I'm gonna start you out with 1 case. You okay? I'll give you a couple more. You screw up, you'll be rousting vagrants and running license plates.
Well, you probably don't want to
Get
school
down to the
then.
PE Freight Depot, 6th and Alameda. Patrolman called in a suspicious vehicle. Signs of foul play. See what you can find out. Come on, Phelps.
Mouthpiece court strips off me at the grand jury. Case is thrown out.
Okay. Well, it's getting a little bit late, so what we're going to do is we're going to call it there for the night. We will pick this up again next time we stream, which may be tomorrow, who knows. And see if we can take our first traffic investigation on. I can't remember what happens after this point at all, really. I remember some of the vague stuff about the end, but not too much. So it'll be interesting to see how the game plays out. So, yeah, let's go back to the 40s tomorrow. In the meantime, have a great evening, what's left of it, and a good day tomorrow, and I shall see you soon. Thank you very much for watching. Ciao for now.